All right. I'm going to bring you first act up here. Very funny dude, man. He's also from the Branson area. He hasn't done anything anywhere close to what James Sibley has done, but he's doing very well. We're glad to have him on stage here in Jackson. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Tony Turner. Come on up, Tony!
Yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, she caught me earlier. I told her I wasn't here at all. You know, I've been singing my whole life. I started when I was 7 years old, started touring, and I did a tour of Oliver Twist. And Nancy, Sykes' wife, was this big old, like, 320-pound black lady who just, every time I'd walk past her room, she would say, "Come in here," and I wouldn't go because she was naked. Which is okay, but when you're 7 years old and a 320-pound black lady asks you to come into a room, probably not the best thing to do. And what she was doing is she was powdering. And, you know, when you're large and you're nervous, you sweat a lot. And what she basically wanted to show me is that she was powdering her cat. So she would tell me every time I went by, she was powdering her cat. And so I was looking for a cat until I was 12 years old. Every time I saw a woman, I didn't realize that she was talking about something else. Everything doesn't have to be funny. It's okay. I'll make everybody laugh before the end of the night. It's okay. I actually love this town. We got canceled last night because Harvey just didn't want me to be on stage twice. But actually, we had a good time last night. I went out to this little club called Taps over here. I don't know how many people have actually been over there, but we had a great time. Yeah, I had my first threesome last night. It was just great. You know, it's a great town. Where else are you going to go in and say, "I had my first threesome"? I mean, it wasn't the kind of threesome you always want. There was another guy involved. So, yeah, I mean, the other guy was a guy too, okay? So there was three guys, but it was still a threesome. Jackson rocks. You guys are great. You know, I was married for 12 years, just recently single again, and everything's changed. I don't know if you guys know this, but I mean, when I was dating before and when I was younger, I could look across the room and just make a woman wet. It was just the way it was. You know, you got those looks and you just kind of look over there and women loved it. You know, now it's not the same. Now they just say you're creepy. You know, of course, I'm a lot older and you make those looks at these ladies and they think you're creepy. And when am I gonna be the old dirty man? When can I just be a dirty old man? That's what I want. I want to work towards that, right? I'm working, and so you see a nice, beautiful woman up at the bar and you go up and you sit down next to her and say, you know, "Can I buy you a drink?" And everything's fine. But ladies, I don't know if you know that you do this, but you do. You bring that one lady with you that controls what you do in case you drink too much. So I'm there talking to her about 5 minutes. Everything's going great, and all of a sudden this little fucking troll comes out of the bathroom and they're running up. They're like, "You're the creepy guy that's been looking at her all night. You're getting the fuck out of here." You know, what is it that? Why does a beautiful woman always have to have this creepy little troll woman who comes with her? I don't get it. But you guys, that's not you? She's already got it. She's like, "Yeah, she's right over there. Just don't look." That's bad. It's not good. It is good. I don't understand that shit. Oh, you know, we've lost a lot of really great singers in the last couple of years. And since I've been a singer my whole life, you know, I really pay attention to this stuff. Prince. Or, well, I guess he's the artist formerly known as Prince. Maybe it was just that little symbol anymore. No, I think he was Prince again before he died, right? Amazing singer. Loved to watch him perform, even though he was only 5'2". He was still an amazing entertainer. We lost Michael Jackson. You know, he's a great, great entertainer. We lost Elvis Presley. His birthday's coming up Monday. I'm gonna stop by there and say hi to him. You know what the difference between Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley is? No? Elvis Presley was the king of rock and roll. Michael Jackson fucked little boys in the ass. Well, it wasn't ever proven. Macaulay Culkin just went, "Home Alone." Michael Jackson was an amazing entertainer, probably my favorite entertainer of all time. You know, he's the only entertainer that did one thing. You know, he started out a poor black boy from Detroit, ended up a rich white woman in Beverly Hills. I mean, nobody's ever done that shit before. Got one lady who's cackling over here. You guys are just waiting for me to bomb. I know what it is. You guys out there, you don't come to a comedy show to laugh, really. You want to come up there and just see him completely can mess up. It's the same with any entertainment. You know, you go to a NASCAR, right? Do we have any NASCAR fans out here? No? That's okay, I'm not either. But I don't like to watch people turn left. You go to a NASCAR to see people wreck. That's why you go. You don't go to a baseball game to watch the pitcher throw everybody out. You know, you want to see a fight. You want to see somebody get hit. You want to see them up there and run and hit somebody with a bat. I mean, that's why we go to all this entertainment. You know, that wasn't funny. It's not your turn to laugh yet. You have to wait. Same with comedians. You know, in today's comedian show, everybody goes to see them bomb because they don't do drugs anymore. You know, back when they were allowed to do cocaine, everybody was fucking funny. I mean, Belushi. Nobody's ever gonna forget his sushi bit. You know, that shit up and you're funny. He wouldn't have done that if he wasn't doing cocaine. That's just the way it goes. You know, I mean, Eddie Murphy was hilarious until he stopped doing drugs and then he started talking to animals. You know, shit had it. Robin Williams was amazing. He stopped doing drugs, he turned into Flubber. I mean, that shit happens. I think it should be mandatory in sports to be the same way. You know, if you're gonna drive a car, you know, for NASCAR, you gotta drink 2 cases of beer before you go out. That's just the way it goes. Baseball, I think 5 of the guys have to, mandatory, you take steroids. I want to see somebody fucking hit it 20 miles over the damn thing. Football's a gladiator sport. I mean, the same thing that we've done for years, you know? I mean, we watch the lion come out of the den and chase one naked guy around the sports, and we yell and cheer until it gets torn apart. That's what football is. That's what football should be. You force them, like half the team has to be on steroids. I want to see them tear somebody's arm off and go, yeah. No football fans. It's okay. It happens. Well, you know what? I'll show you that I'm a singer. Anybody, 80s bands? Any 80s rock fans in here? They like 80s music? 80s music? Tell me a band. Say the name of a band. AC/DC. You should be all night long, yeah, you! So, yeah, I could do that. What about some other stuff? What are their Journey? Lying beside you, here in the dark, feeling your heartbeat with mine. Journey. What'd you say, Billy Joel? Fuck that. Billy Joel was cool. What? I'm Mel, not a female. Sing Rush songs, that's Canadian. That's some bullshit. Ozzy, really. He's not even American. Going off the rails on a crazy train. You can't understand anything he fucking says, but when he sings, you're like, I don't know what he's saying, but it's great. It's fucking amazing. You know, but I was a singer since I was 7 years old, went around and performed all over the world, and I never really had a real job before. So I came back to the United States, and I was like, well, you know, I want to work at Sonic. And my manager was like, no, you're not gonna work at Sonic, but I did, because I'd always wanted to try it. So I went in, and the very first day I was there, I cut my finger in 4 different places because I didn't realize that that's how you cut the onions. So I sliced my finger, and I was like, well, obviously I'm not meant to work. So I've never really had a real job, but I wanted to invent things after that. So I came up with pee-pee pads. You know, guys, you go out on a date or whatever, and there's always, regardless how many times you shake it, there's always some pee that comes out on the front of your So you gotta, you know, take your shirt out and you put over the top of it. You do all sorts of shit to try and hide the fact that you've got pee running down the front of your pants. But if you have pee-pee pads, you just stick it down there in the front, you're good to go, right? It obviously didn't go over because nobody bought the shit. They just keep pulling their damn stuff out, and it doesn't really fucking matter. So that didn't work, and I thought, well, maybe men's not the way to go. Maybe men don't buy shit. So I thought about women. What's the embarrassing thing that happens to women that we could fix? And I thought of nipple warmers. Right? You can just take these nipple warmers and stick them in there, and they heat up whenever you get hard. So it doesn't matter if you're cold outside and it hurts. You just stick those in there, it warms up, you're good to go. Well, some women in today's society, I guess, want to have their nipples showing, and that's why they buy these bras that are different colors. I don't fucking understand anything. If I wanted to see your bra, I'd take you out. Why do women show their damn bras? I don't get it. And it doesn't matter. None of them sold anyway. So that didn't work. So I thought, okay, well, I've still got all these warmers. What if I just call it a cock warmer? And it works. You know, guys, you have problems with shrinkage. These cock warmers work. They go out, it's cold outside, you stick it in there, you don't lose anything. The problem is men are fucking stupid. And men wore them into the water, and they shocked the shit out of themselves, and they're fucking... Got sued for the amount of money that I actually made, so that didn't work after all. But then I was doing a gig down in Georgia and found all of these apple orchards. And I'm like, what's better than this? So I bought this huge apple orchard and thought that I would make cider. So cider's great. And what are two things that fit together? You drink cider during Christmas time, right? I mean, that's everybody does. Everybody does it. I think I have a gold mine, start bottling this stuff up, and I want to combine Christmas and cider. So I'm thinking, what's Christmas? Everybody does the Christmas Carol, right? So you've got the Christmas Carol, and we put that with cider. So we got labels made, and we have all sorts of different ciders that you can get. So you can get Dickens cider, which is the main thing, right? But you've got Ebenezer Scrooge on one of them, and that's old Dickens cider. And then you've got the one that's alcoholic, that's hard Dickens cider. And then you've got Fred, which is limp Dickens cider. And then you've got Sally, which is no Dickens cider, which is great. And that's sold. So yeah, if you guys go anywhere near Georgia, then you can still get some of my Dickens cider. If you... No, she doesn't like the Dickens cider either. I'm sorry, sir. That's really not good for you. Oh, I've been just about everywhere. I've done a lot of different things, and I was watching Chris Rock the other day, and Chris Rock's funny. Man, I just love to watch him perform, and he said slaves get shit done, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. But if you look at all the stuff that's actually happened, we wouldn't have the pyramids if it wasn't for slaves. We wouldn't have the Sphinx if it wasn't for slaves. The Americans fucked up. We treated our people like shit, and we just were wrong, and it's still wrong today, but that's why we have kids, right? Now we can have kids to be our slaves. That's what my dad always told me when I was young. He said, fuck, if I wanted to do that myself, I wouldn't have you. So all we have to do is just have kids, and you just teach them to do everything. They're a remote control like it was meant to be. I'm gonna change the damn channel, you go up there and do it yourself. You don't wanna mow the lawn, have a kid. You don't want to do the dishes, fucking have a kid and teach them what they're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do in this society nowadays, right? The Mormons, they fucking have a maid. They have kids to raise their own kids. That's the way it's supposed to work, The Catholics, they've pretty well got it figured out. All they do is sex and bingo, And that's fine with me. I think that's great, unless you have some of these excited Christians out there. And I'm a Christian. I'm just not one of those guys who are like, how are you doing today? I'm blessed! I'm blessed! How are you? I'm okay. Just calm down. Give me a pamphlet and leave me alone. I just love the way that the society has changed things today. It's different, But if you think about it, the women are truly blessed. The women have everything going for them. Imagine if men actually menstruated. We couldn't have kids. Anything happens, we're fucking hurting already. There's no way. You could just imagine, menstruating. Hey, George. Can't work on your car today. I'm flowing pretty bad. And it's not going to work out. Shut up, George. Shut up. I can't handle it today. And guys, we just can't fucking do it. There's no way that we get kids. I changed one diaper. I've got 3 kids. I think I changed one diaper. And it's because the way you do it. Guys, any men out here change all the diapers? Any men? No? Ladies, how many of you have basically changed all the diapers for your kids? All of you. Men can't do it. We can't multitask like that. You're sitting there and you got one leg. You pull it down, you pull the other one down. You get the shit out. You got to put all this stuff on, and then the legs go back up. Then you take it down, you put it down again. Fucking, and then you let it falls down, and then you get peed in the face. I can't do it. Guys can't do any of that shit. And you don't find any of this shit funny either, which is fine with me. It's really okay. This guy's like, just fucking sing Billy Joel, I'll be fine. Oh, see, I gotta look at my notes here. I'm too old anymore. I can't remember everything. Oh, reality TV. I hate this stuff, don't you? Do we have anybody who likes reality TV in there? Yeah. What reality TV show do you like? Kardashians, really? You're 19. That explains nothing. That's it. What are you saying, that young people don't understand true entertainment anymore? What is that, Jersey Housewives? Has anybody seen that? All they just do is they fucking complain about everything. That's all they do. If I was going to make one, I would want to see the Hillbilly Housewives. That would be funny to me. Is it, Margaret, shut up, I'm going to bite you with the teeth I just lost. Something like that shit. I would think it would be funny. They yell at each other. They try to figure this shit out. Spin your phone because you don't find any of it funny. It's okay. It's okay. You want a cigarette? Here. No, it's okay. This thing works. I got a cigarette, I think. Here. They told me it's non-smoking unless you use it in the act, so you can... She's been waiting this whole night. She says, I got the biggest tits in here, and I'm gonna get out of here as soon as this guy fucking starts talking. So when you come back in, you gotta show everybody those big tits, or else it's not even fucking worth me giving you a cigarette. It's not. You know, I was watching these reality TV shows the other day, though, and there was this snake charmer. Have you seen these guys? They actually have their own reality show. It's a religion. And this guy was like, you know, they said, well, how long have you been a snake charmer? He says, I'm part of 5 generations of snake charmers. 5 generations. And I'm like, he's missing 2 fucking fingers. It's his own fucking fault. He shouldn't be playing with the damn snakes. That shit, they wouldn't get close to me. I wouldn't do that. You know, he had a bite right here, and he was explaining about this snake that bit him when he got too close to do this religious ceremony. I wouldn't get bit in the face. I wouldn't get bit anywhere in here. That shit, I wouldn't be getting that close, and, you know, unless I was hunting. You know, I'm from Kansas. I used to hunt all the time, and, you know, sometimes you just can't push that brush pile back fast enough to know, you know, and you take your buddies out there with you. You're out there hunting. You got to go to the bathroom real quick, and you don't move the leaves, and sometimes you get bit in the ass, right? I mean, it happens. You get bit in the ass by a snake, but your buddy's not going to suck the poison out. If you would, you wouldn't take him hunting with you. It's just the fucking way it goes. I mean, I think we all have a percentage of gayness, you know. I mean, it happens. That, you know, I'm probably 8% gay. I've been entertaining my whole life. And, you know, all the gay people, they say, you know, well, you know the difference between a straight man and a gay man? A 6-pack. I thought they were talking about beer for years, but they're not. They're talking about their stomach. They're talking about a gay man has a 6-pack and a straight man doesn't. And this guy just pushes his stomach out. And I don't have no damn 6-pack. It's okay, you know? I mean, I think gay people are great. Most of the time, as long as they don't touch my ass. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I don't understand this Jenner guy. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, I mean, they're doing all these new things for transvestites, and I think it's great that they're trying to find themselves. But what happens when one of them go missing? You know, are they going to put them on a bottle of half and half? She's still trying to figure it out. She's like, what does that mean? You know, I kind of giggle because everybody else is laughing, but I don't know what that means. Oh. But, you know, I mean, I think it's great. You know, I've been having fun. You guys have been a great crowd. Thanks. I know you guys haven't laughed at 90% of the stuff that I said, but it's okay. You know, I mean, it's all right. You know, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to have another beer. And I told them that I wouldn't drink before the show started. But I fucked up, and I had a couple too many before we started. But I mean, that's fine too. You guys have been great. Is it okay? I mean, you guys had a good time so far? I'm fun. Now, the guy who's coming up here in a minute, I have to tell a few stories because, you know, we've been touring a lot together, and we were touring up to Indiana. And we had a band with us because I sing and he tells jokes, and we always have a fun time. But there was another bus that was broke down about halfway up there, and we stopped at this bar or this liquor store and got a bunch of alcohol, and the band got trashed. They were really, really drunk. And this other bus was broke down, and we stopped, and it was a preacher convention. So there were 12 preachers on this bus that needed a lift to the next town, which is fine. You know, they didn't come and scream at me and try to throw their religion at me, so it was great. We put them on the bus, and our band leader gets a cramp in his leg, and he's crawling around the back. He's like, God damn that fucking shit. And we got preachers who were coming up and they're like, let me pray for you. Let me lay hands on you. I'm like, get the fuck away from the guy. He's like, oh, you're gonna fuck you. He's yelling at a preacher. And I don't know what to fucking say, but James, our comedian, comes back and prays over the guy. And everything's fine. The preacher's just calmed down. It's fine. And he said, well, you know what? Let me just tell you about the first time I got caught masturbating. And the preachers are okay with this. And they're like, fine, yeah, you know. And he's like, well, I was 12 years old, and I had a teddy bear that was on my bed that I never used because I'm 12 years old, but I've kept it, and it's a really nice teddy bear, and I had a Farrah Fawcett poster on the wall. And I took the teddy bear and I put my dick on the bed. Put the teddy bear on top of my dick and just start fucking this teddy bear while I'm looking at Farrah Fawcett. And I just keep going and I fuck the complete stuffing out of this bear. It's fucking everywhere on the bed. I'm like, fuck, oh yeah, Farrah Fawcett, go, 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 go. And my mom walks in and she's like, I think we should pray for you. The preachers thought that was hilarious. They loved it, but that's why I like having a comedian around, because he can take a really bad situation, like a guy yelling fuck you at a preacher, and turn it all around by a masturbation story. And it's, I guess it was a true story. I don't know, he tells a lot of really weird stories, but since the time we've been together, he wanted to go to Mexico. So last off season, which was about this time, we came over here and we did this comedy show here, and then he said, well, let's get to Mexico before the wall goes up. And so we take off from here and we go down to Mexico, and I'm sitting there, and we planned to do the whole thing. We were gonna go over and snorkel and see all these different things, and I had to go to the bathroom because we had too many cervezas, and I don't speak Spanish that well, but I went in and I'm using the bathroom. Well, it's like a third world country down there. They don't have urinals. They just have a trough. And I went in and I'm close to the door, I'm using the bathroom, and guys know etiquette is when you come into a bathroom, you go to the farthest stall away, right? I mean, guys, if you don't get close to somebody, it's just not etiquette. And so I'm going to the bathroom, and this Mexican guy comes in and stands right next to me. And I'm like, I kind of turn aside and I see he's wearing sandals. Well, I've got shoes on, so I've got the advantage. I'm just gonna play Star Wars with him, fucking take off, and so he didn't. But I finished up quick, and I go and I'm washing my hands, and he comes up and he's standing behind me. I'm like, oh, hi, senor. He goes, hi, senors, too. Fuck that, I'm getting out of here. Where's James? So I go get James. We go over and we're sitting there waiting on this plane, and it's not like a normal plane that's gonna take us out. It's like this crop duster on top of a boat. And they keep saying something every time people go in. And we're standing in line, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, we're checking everybody's weight. I'm like, why are you checking everybody's weight? He goes, to know how much fuel to put in the plane. I'm like, fuck that, just fill it up. I'm driving with James Sibley over here. Fuck, he's like 340 pounds. I don't want to fucking fall in there. Fill the damn thing up, let's get over there. To be honest, though, the guy was a great pilot. We flew in, no problems, landed right next to this gorgeous island, and they have this gorgeous buffet set up. So we go on, and there's steak, and there's shrimp, and there's all this stuff, and James is like, you gotta try this pill and eat shrimp. So I go over, and I'm trying the pill and eat shrimp, and it's great. I'm like taking it, I'm eating it, I'm rubbing it on my body, sticking some of my shorts for later, and I'm really excited, and I know that James loves shrimp, so he's got like 4 pounds of shrimp, like fucking stuck in his pants, and they're like, all right, well, it's time to snorkel. I said, are there sharks in the water? So yeah, it's an ocean, there's sharks in there. I'm fucking covered in shrimp juice. I'm gonna be a fucking appetizer for some damn shark. Fuck that, I'm not gonna go out there. You know how all those shark stories start, right? So I was in the ocean. Fuck that. It's just idiots. It's an idiot who would go out there and do that. It's just stupid. What was it in Texas a couple years ago? That trainer got killed by a whale, right? What kind of whale was that? A killer whale. It's fucking named a killer whale. Of course it's gonna kill people. About 2 weeks later, a guy brings a bunch of his friends to SeaWorld, which is where this happened. And he decides he's going to show off in front of his friends, and he takes off all his clothes, and he jumps in there with the killer whale, and it kills him. Of course, it's a fucking killer whale. It's going to kill you. That's what happens. And he sued him His family sued them because he died because they didn't have a sign up that said you could get killed if you jump in here. I don't need a fucking sign. You know, there's no sign that says don't pee on an electric fence, but I don't. Well, maybe I did the one time, but my uncle wasn't looking. You know, there's no sign up there that says don't hook these battery cables to your battery and hook the other ones up to your nipples. I'm not gonna fucking hook a battery cable up to my. Okay, well maybe I did it one time, but it didn't hurt that bad. So you just don't do that shit. I mean, they give names for a reason. You know, I don't know why they named a sperm well. I'm not gonna fucking jump out there and find out. I'll tell you what, especially not in this jacket. I know it look good, but fucking hey. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Y'all clap for Tony Turner coming to Jackson one more time. Thank you, Tony.